Previously. That's fine.
Damage step clue.
So 31 to my 2K, so I take 11. On Progression Series Season 2.
Shure, the blue flame.
What?
It's my turn now, bro.
What?
Yeah. Turn, stand by me.
Clean it up.
Clean it up. Battle phase. 17.
Show it to me.
Damage step.
I know you've been waiting to say
Let's
that for so long.
Let's go!
In this series, both Nyhmnim and myself will be opening 24 booster packs or one box of a core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set. We will build a deck and play a best 2 out of 3, and the winner will receive a small prize to upgrade their deck. However, in each episode, we will open another box of the next set that was released, moving in chronological order, constantly upgrading our decks before dueling each other at the end of each episode. But this time around, we'll be introducing side sets, a new banning system, and plenty of other fun surprises that you'll just have to watch to find out. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series Season 2.
My name is Alex Cimoooooooo, and I have ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis is a chronic inflammatory disease that affects the lining of the colon, causing the formation of small sores and ulcers, as well as a plethora of debilitating symptoms. I've lived with this miserable disease for 15 years, and there does not yet exist a cure. That's why for the month of December, I'm helping raise both money and awareness for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation so that no one has to suffer like I have. For every milestone achieved through your donations, I'll be making dedicated videos for your enjoyment. All proceeds will go directly to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Click the links down below to donate now and to learn more about my story with ulcerative colitis. Together, we will find a cure.
Managed to squeak out a win last week because Alex took something that I knew I wasn't scared of. Those gadgets just aren't good enough to be able to stack up against Black Wings, which kind of like puts me in a pickle this week because I'm pretty sure he'll queue up those wings again. Not a problem at all. I'm hoping for a triumphant victory this week. I'm not looking to fall to another 2-loss streak. It feels like I've been winning one and then just backtracking 2. Hoping to tie together a little bit of a win streak combo, if you will. And hopefully the wheel is going to help that. This wheel is a little bit less than ideal, I'd say. A lot of these slices of the wheels, like the rares, the supers, and the ultras, all of it for the size sets that really don't pack a lot of punch, it's nothing we want to spin. But all the other ones, like the promos, the starlights, all the other slices of the wheel are integral to victory. So hopefully we can hit one of them. Gonna give it a couple 100 clicks here. Give it a good spin. See what we get. Starlight would be massive. It would be game changing. Oh my god, bro, the unbanned ticket! I get the unbanned, finally! Do you know how long it's been since we've released something from the list? I might get to play the Gizzy! Alex and I have a laundry list of mutually banned cards, but there's very few on my side that are just banned for me. I think we have a pretty good choice of what we're unbanning, but we won't get to decide until next episode. We'll leave it in the think tank. There's already pretty obvious choices, but we'll go back to the opening today. Right, keep in mind today's opening is from Retro Pack 2, which is July 28th, 2009. This is just before the release of Modern Warfare 2, so if you want to truly think retro, just imagine Alex when he's reading off this set. Imagine him looking like this, bro. This is prime retro Cimoooooooo, dude. The Rise Again shirt. Jesus, handsome looking guy, bro. I'll let him tell you all about it.
You know, maybe in retrospect, I should have just stuck with my guns. I have this habit to just overthink things and just try to like one-up gauge on a level that I don't even think he's on, and I think I just took it way to the extreme last time, and that's why we're in the loser circle. We actually almost ended up winning, but it would have been a long uphill battle if we did, and we're moving on to another set that we have never yet opened in the progression series, Retro Pack 2. Now, the first Retro Pack was exciting. The second one follows suit because you can just see here in the secret rare slot, yes, a lot of these cards are pretty hard to obtain because they are in the secret rare category, but another crack at Gores. Ring would be pretty nice if we didn't already each have a copy, but another shot of that's pretty cool. Light and Darkness Dragon is a card that's never seen play in the progression series. Green Baboon for all the Baboon lovers out there, although I think this is like well beyond the point where the errata's in play, so it doesn't even matter anymore. But that's just it for the secrets, right? Go go down to the Ultras, more shots at Jinzo. Thousand Eyes Restrict is actually an interesting one because I don't think this card is limited or anything, so this makes Magical Scientist a lot more powerful because instead of just having one Restrict to like absorb one monster, you can summon multiple and just eat up the board without even going into a battle phase. So I think I'd like to get more copies of this. The rare slot, I mean, there's some decent stuff in here that was like much higher rarity before. Stuff like Donzalug and Parshath, these were previously Ultras. Magic Cylinder was a secret. Morphing Jar, another crack at that. Royal Decree is a card that I believe prior to this was a tournament pack Ultra, maybe a super actually as well. So just being in a very low rarity means we could actually see some Decree action in the progression series. The super rares, again, nothing too crazy. I think most of these are, actually this may be the least exciting slot in the entire pack. There's like some okay stuff like Limiter, but I think we already have this. And then the commons, there's actually some crazy stuff. So more chances at Dust Tornado, Call the Hunted's banned, Pre-Mat we already have. Nobleman of Crossout I think is a card that has still eluded both Gage and I up until this point. So more shots of this is pretty nice. There's also cards like Mask of Restrict potentially if we don't already have playsets for this from before. Torrential Tribute's a common, which it's currently limited, but later on it will move up to multiple copies, so then we can actually play more of this. Kaiku was a card that I believe we were sort of locked out of because it was behind like weird rarities before, so having more access to this is pretty nice. Just overall, a really fantastic set, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can actually pull out of it. But first, we have to open our pity pack, and we've actually moved on. We are no longer in the champion pack purgatory. We're now onto Turbo Pack 1, ladies and gentlemen. So flip it up for our first pack. And this is pretty good. Raikou is actually not a terrible card in the slightest. I'd like to get more of this. Trade-in's probably not too good. Murmillo, we're probably not playing Glads, but Raikou is a really sick hit, all things considered. Let's see what we get in our second pack. That's literally the exact same pack. That's fucking wild. But 2 copies of Raikou, I'm not going to complain. If we ever do want to, you know, maybe go back to Chaos or anything, just saying we could potentially have that option. I know everyone in the comments is going to cringe. Second, ooh, interesting. Armageddon Knight's another card that I think both Gage and I missed in Phantom Darkness, so we could possibly play with this a little bit. I think we have 2 copies of Necro Gardener potentially to like synergize with this. I'm not sure what else we could do, but the other Glad stuff, again, not probably going to be used because Bestiari is still banned, courtesy of me. So 24 packs of Retro Pack 2. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Today's set is actually huge, dude. 24 packs of Retro Pack 2. There's a lot of really powerful reprints. I even just got to look at the front here. You got Gores, Ring of Destruction, Light and Darkness Dragon, Thousand Eyes Restrict. It's a heater, bro. There's a lot of big stuff we can pull from Retro Pack 2. This may be a set that if we don't score big, we will be spending a redoer ticket. Let's queue it up. 24 packs. See how lucky we get. Pack number 1. Blam! Oh, that's so good, bro. Off the bat, the secret rare, Light and Darkness Dragon. Absolutely gargantuan pull, bro. And he's naked! The card is safe return. This already sets the standard for how good this set is, bro. These secret rares are pretty rare on their own. Some of them are absolute bangers, bro. Haymakers. The other ones, not too much, though, but there's a lot of good stuff to pick from here. That's a huge card to pick up in pack number 1. Number 2, baby. Gravekeeper Spy is one to look out for. I've only had 1 copy throughout the progression series at this point, and this is another great stab at the card here to pick up our final few copies. There's this and also Nobleman of Crossout in the common section. Really powerful common cards that I definitely want to look for. Super rare Necrofears, nothing really to look at here. Yatagarasu. Yeah, yes, sir, bro. A Shure Priestess is pretty good, too, but we have multiple copies of her. Destiny Board's another super rare to pick up. Second copy, third copy, Book of Moon, maybe. Second. I've only had 1 copy of Book of Moon up until now. It's been rough. This card goes to 3 quite soon, actually, I think, here, so definitely want to pick up a couple more copies of it. There's a 3rd copy of Book of Moon coming in clutch. Still haven't found a lot of Nobleman of Crossouts, as well as Gravekeeper Spy, which is stuff I want to keep an eye out for.
All right, 24 packs of Retro Pack 2. Let's flip up the first pack, see what we get. An Ultra Rare Hell Poemer, probably not going to be using that. I think we already have a Sura Priest. We have most of this. I don't think there's anything too cool in here. Alpha the Magnet Warrior, though. This was always my favorite. He wasn't like the best one. I think Beta's way better, but I always liked the way Alpha looked for some reason. Kaiku's pretty nice. Again, I don't think I had a single copy of Kaiku prior to this episode, so I'll take it. Book of Moon, I think we're on the full stack already, so I don't need any more copies of this. Everything else in here is kind of a dud, but I mean, you can see the quality in this pack's actually quite high. That's a pretty sick hit. Donzalug is a card that may be a bit past its time, but you know, for the hand destruction strats, we will take it. I'm kind of sad Gage is probably going to get access to Gravekeeper Spy this episode because it's a common, and there's not a ton of commons in this set to possibly pull, so it was fun while it lasted while we had him, but it's fine. Goblin Attack Force is pretty sick if we ever wanted to go back to Skill Drain Beatdown, because it's just another another gigantic body that we really didn't have access to before, and so not a terrible pickup either. Gillosaurus is like even okay. Guardian Sphinx is kind of funny. Like there's just some decent cards in this set overall. Nice. There's our Torrential Tribute. I'd like to get a playset because this card goes from like 1 to 2 back to 1 to 3. This card goes all over the place, and so having this for when it does change on the ban list will be really nice to have. Oh, there we go. There's another Torrential, another Kaiku as well. Nightmare Wheel. I think we're set on Reckless Greeds as well, but there's Mask of Restrict. I mean, this is just like all of these cards in here except for like Magic Drain and a Legendary Ocean and Reckless Greed were all hollows in their respective sets. That's crazy. There's our first Nobleman of Crossout. Oh my god. I cannot believe we have gone, what are we on? Episode 48, I think, and we haven't had knock. This is going to change things quite significantly because defense position monsters are sometimes really annoying for us to deal with, and we really have had no clean out apart from like Soul Exchange. So having knock at our disposal actually changes quite a bit.
There's one of them, Nobleman of Crossout. A couple of trap cards in here too, nothing else big. I want to get a couple of copies of these. Hopefully a playset would be killer. Ultra rare, United We Stand. I think it's a little eclipsed past its time when it was good. This card was limited for a short amount of time, but it's not quite good anymore, though. That's what we get when we're visiting Retro Pack. Lava Golem and another Spy. That's my third Spy, I think, here. Pretty big. Lava Golem's nice for later on in the game, I think, here. In the earlier stages of the game, there might be some gimmicky burn stuff to do with it, but it's not all that. Whoa! Thousand Eyes Restrict! Something that I know Alex has had on his pull from day one when it got released, bro, and he has yet to abuse it. This makes a Scientist package on its own, I think, actually, like, OD. It makes it quite good. I was really looking for a Thousand Eyes Restrict, and I'm glad I got one, dude. That's a perfect pickup. Metamorphosis is now playable. Buster Blader coming in as a super rare. Another Necro Valley. All right. No doubt. No, it's not nothing too special.
Ooh, not only did we get a second knock, but there's our first Royal Decree. This is a rare, so these aren't going to be guaranteed in the slightest, but this opens up a lot of different strategies potentially later on if we want to just shut Gage out of traps completely. Okay, I'm not going to complain. 2 copies of Royal Decree. We're about halfway through the opening, and the fact that we have 2 of this just even being in the sideboard for decks where we just don't play traps is just phenomenal, so I'm really happy for that. Oh, sick! There's an Air Knight Parshath. We actually never had access to this card before because it was an Ultra, I believe, and so I think Gage may have had this already, and again, it may be past its time for this card to be good, but honestly, it's still a cool pickup. I am happy, though. This is my 3rd Dust Tornado. I've been stuck on 2 of this card for a while, so now we have a full 3 that we can side potentially. That's good. Interesting, and there's Necro Valley, so I don't think we get the Gravekeeper support until Starstrike Blast, but depending on our Gravekeeper's Commandant count, we could also just play that as like a mini engine for anything to just shut down the graveyard. This set is insane. I've been gushing over the commons, and there's another Ultra, which we haven't really seen since the very first pack. Injection Fairy Lily, again, a little bit past this card's prime, but still, I mean, this set's phenomenal. Not really relevant, but I did pull one of each of the Magnet Warriors, which is just kind of sick. I pulled Beta in another pack, but just didn't show it. So, yeah, it's just nostalgic. It's cool. Super rare, Gem Defender. Unfortunately, that is probably one of the worst cards we could pull in the holo department. I think anything in the super rare slot's just pretty lackluster altogether.
Oh, Bazu. I don't think I had a lot of Bazu the Soul Eaters, though, and that's another one to add to the mix. Again, it's something a little bit that's probably too late. Nothing that's going to be playable, but that's all right, man. I'll take it. Okay, that was pack number 20. We got 4 left. I've gotten 2 Noblemen of Crossouts. I buffed out the Spy playset. Got Light and Darkness Dragon, Thousand Eyes Restrict. I think this is pretty good, man. I think this is a keep. The 3rd Nobleman of Crossout. That's huge, man. That's really good. Another Bazu. That's not bad. 3 more packs. I really don't care what I get. I think I already hit the top end of what I was looking for. It's a lot of good spell cards. None of them that I need. Ceasefire. Crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. Last pack of Retro Pack 2. Anything in the close? I don't think that was anything. Nothing at all. Don't worry. Got the Lad. Got the Noblemans. Got the Spies. Got the Thousand Eyes Restrict. That's good enough for me, man. I'm definitely going to take that. It's quite crazy. Save it to the collection. Let's get brewing.
Oh, and there's another Ultra, Dark Ruler Hades. This card is actually not terrible, although I think we have better tributes now. I think if we had this earlier on, this would have been a nice pull. It has a small niche application with its effect, though, so, I mean, that's something to rule out completely. That's our first Magic Cylinder, too. I'm not sure if Magic Cylinder's limited. I think it still might be, but this is just neat because if we want to go back to Burn, this is just another card we can play. I mean, the amount of just varying strategies that this set supports for Progression Series series is actually mind-blowing. All right, only a few packs left of Retro Pack 2, and I gotta be honest, this has been a phenomenal opening. It could have obviously been better if we pulled some better holos, but I don't really think I can complain. Third to last pack here, I think we're already set on all of those cards. I think that's our third Parshath, actually. Second to last, if Cylinder isn't limited, there's a second one that we can possibly play. And for our last pack, I don't even know what I could get. If I got a secret rare, that'd be nice, but it doesn't look like we are going to get it. I think we already had all the rest of that. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. There's a lot of different stuff we can do here, so let's get to building.
Last week, we saw some success with our Blackwing Monarch list. It worked out pretty well. I was considering running it back for the guarantee that Alex is definitely going to queue up those Blackwings again, but I feel like we could do better. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing back a fan favorite with a twist, though. Today, we are going to be playing Chaos with tuners. It's going to be good. Trust me. Fan favorite back in the mix here. Upgraded heavily. This list looks fierce, let me tell you. The whole point of this Chaos Synchro list is to be able to utilize our insane Chaos pool with cards like Blackluster Soldier, Chaos Sorcerer, things that we haven't seen played in a minute. We're going to be able to mix in our Caius the Shadow Monarchs with Gale the Black Whirlwind and the power of Krebons just being able to stick on the field. This is a handy tuner that's able to make a lot of our Synchro monsters. Paired with Instant Fusion, you can actually get Musician King, which is a spellcaster, to make Arcanite Magician. I really wish there was another really good kind of equip card to be able to play to make like Power Tool Dragon useful, but it looks like in the most senses we're going to just be making Stardust Dragon anyways. It's been a while since we've seen this list, but I think this deck is actually also really good against Blackwing. Retro Pack 2 is a huge set, being able to buff out these Book of Moons, which we only had one copy of up until now. This card is great to stop Black Whirlwind in the same sense that Bottomless Trap Pool would remove the monster, so Black Whirlwind can't check the attack of the monster to be able to search. Cards like Book of Moon and Bottomless Trap Pool are already good in our series because we don't play with a mechanic like Turn Player Priority for ignition effects. That's where these cards are just hella good too. Also in the 5Ds era, being able to flip down tuners or monsters that are going to be synchroed with is pretty strong on its own too. This card has just gone to 3 this list, so it's pretty nice to have this card as an integral part of our toolkit. The Magical Scientist coming in with Thousand Eyes Restrict was too strong in the pools, bro. It's something I was really looking for, and I'm hopefully going to make Alex eat his words that it wasn't the most useful thing in his engine. There's still cards like Last Turn that he could easily be playing in his list, but he's just not, and it definitely stuns me. I think this is going to definitely be one of the breakaway things, just either being able to bring out, of course, any of these cards. Ryu Senshi is really strong too. Dark Bolter has caused some trouble for Alex, but the Thousand Eyes Restrict is going to be a bitch. I think this list is tight, man. I think every Chaos list is tight that I've played, but this one seems really well balanced. I'm really stoked to take it in for a spin, see what Alex is up to.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have decided to choose violence because we are bringing Magical Scientist FTK to today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. I cannot believe that this deck is fucking legal, but we have one last opportunity to play it in this form because 1-for-1 goes to 1 in the next episode because there's a new September ban list that comes out with Ancient Prophecy, and this card will not be at 3 for any longer, and because I pulled 3 of this card, that is what has allowed me to decide to bring this deck all together. We also pulled a nice few copies of Gildosaurus in today's Retro Pack episode, which is one of the key components of the FTK that I was missing. And so it isn't perfect, but I think it's probably good enough to beat Gage in a best 2 out of 3 one time, and then we will never play this deck again because it probably is just not going to be good enough. But let's do the card by card. If you've never seen this deck before, this is probably a version of it you've never seen because I'm about to take this to a completely different extreme. So the typical FTK revolves around Magical Scientist as well as Catapult Turtle. The idea is that with Magical Scientist, you pay 7,000 life points, summon 7 level 6s that have a high enough attack stat. You summon them with Catapult Turtle and then send them off into the opponent's life points. Sack off the turtle, sack off the scientist, you win the game. But there is a new change to that plan as well, courtesy of one of the synchros that we pulled in the more previous sets, Dark Strike Fighter, a workaround for the FTK. And honestly, I think this is probably a better way to do the FTK, is that if you have Magical Scientist and any level 1 tuner, you are able to summon a level 6 off of the Scientist, sync the tuner and the 6 for Dark Strike Fighter, which is a 7, summon all of your 6s with your remaining life points and sack them all off to the Strike Fighter and sack off the Strike Fighter himself because this is pre-errata and not once per turn, so you can do this as much as you want. So this is the heart and soul of what we are trying to do here. We'll still play the Catapult Catapult Turtle version, of course, but we also have access to a Dark Strike Fighter variant of the Magical Scientist FTK as well. Gyrosaurus's role is that we need something to actually sack for the Catapult Turtle. That's why this is here. So we can special this turn 1, sack for the turtle. If we have Last Will, we can go into Scientist. We just FTK that way. Then we have the Mind Master. Triple Thunder Dragon. This may contradict our reasoning in Monster Gate, but this is here for a few reasons. First of all, it allows us to trigger Last Will in like weird ways if we need to. Secondly, it gets us extra cards in our hand for cards that we may have, like Card Destruction, Drag Down, Hand Destruction, and allows us to actually sort of break even on those exchanges. So it is weird for Monster Gate and reasoning, but those are only one-ofs anyway. If I was playing the full 3, which I'm not even allowed to because both cards are limited, then I wouldn't even play Thunder Dragon, but I like being able to thin my deck before we actually start going into some of these other cards, because we are just trying to deep draw. And then our last monster is Toon Cannon Soldier, because with Toon Cannon Soldier, we can play Toon Table of Contents, thin our deck by several cards, and this gets us to a monster for 1-for-1. So that's why you see this deck having a slightly higher monster count than a typical Scientist FTK, because we need a monster for 1-for-1, and that's sort of how this deck all comes together, because this gets us either to the Scientist or to the Mind Master, and that way we just win the game immediately. So that's it for the monsters. The spells, it's just all deep draw shit. We got Card Destruction, we have Drag Down, Giant Trunades to bounce back row before we go for the FTK if it's not turn 1. Hand Destruction's in here because if we have like one piece and we need one other piece, we can ditch 2 and draw 2 perfectly fine. Feather Duster's the same as Trunade, only one Last Will, so again, neutered version of FTK, but who cares? The last card I threw in this deck was Level Limit because I had one extra slot and I had no idea what else to put here, so I just threw this in because if I don't have the FTK, I can drop this, and that way at least Gage may not be able to at least attack me. That's the idea. The Monster Gate, the MST, the triple 1-for-1. So 1-for-1 can get either one of these, which is fantastic, and we do need a monster to do so, but I think we have plenty of ways to get there, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Painful Choice, I think, is basically almost an FTK with it and any of like the individual combo pieces, so that's great. Pot of Greed just draws us more cards. Premature Burial, a reasoning. Triple Serial Spell. Anytime you see this card, it is never a good sign. This card, if you've never seen it before, says activate only when you activate one of your normal spell cards. Discard all cards in your hand to the graveyard. The effect of this card becomes the same as the normal spell card. What I can do with this is that if I activate 1-for-1, I can chain Serial Spell to copy 1-for-1 and guarantee that I get both Magical Scientist and Mind Master, making this a 2, I guess 3 card FTK because you need any other monster to do it that isn't one of these. But this is one of the easiest ways to achieve the combo, just opening these 2 cards right here. So hopefully we get to do that. Then we have Spell Reproduction, which we can pitch 2 spells to add any spell to our hand. So it's a -2, but if we need a specific spell, say we pitch something off like Hand Destruction, or maybe we milled it with Monster Gate or Reasoning, this allows us to get it back. And if we FTK, who cares? And then triple Toon Table, because that was what we need to get to our Toon Cannon Soldier. Then for the extra deck, we just have a ton of shit that we need. We just need a bunch of level 6s that have a high enough attack stat for Catapult Turtle, but they're also level 6 for the Magical Scientist and the Dark Strike Fighter. We meet both of those requisites. The side deck's just a bunch of garbage, honestly. Like, we could side into some of this to like make our deck slightly more consistent with more monsters. Dark Hole, in case we figure we need that. Like, I could maybe put that in for like level limit, I guess. Dust Tornado if he's on back row. Decree's in here if he's on like a super heavy trap deck. And then Threatening Roar, I might side these in when I'm going second, when I know I'm going second, so I don't die potentially, so that way I can preserve my life total, because you need all your life points for Scientist FTK, except for the first 1,000. So as long as you don't lose more than 1,000 life points, then you're basically fine. So this is just a way to make sure that we survive long enough to be able to get to the FTK. So good luck, Gage. I hope you really have fun against this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Gage. Retro Pack 2. I gotta say, all these sets that we haven't been opening in Prague before, sometimes they're ass, but Retro Pack 2, this set rocked. I love this set.
Oh yeah, this set is sick, dude. The secret rares in this set are things like a lot of them. It's our first time to see the second chance, right? Like cards like Light and Darkness Dragon. Gore's Emissary of Darkness is another huge one in Retro Pack, man. This set, it's a banger, bro. A lot of the commons are ridiculous, too. I don't know if you breezed through them. Well, you had to. You were in the loser circle.
I did. Thank you for rubbing that in. No, I think at one point I stopped in my opening and I mentioned how like 6 or 7 of the cards in one pack were all super and above in previous packs that we'd opened, like at the beginning of the series, which is wild if you think about it, right? And yeah, some of these cards may be a bit outdated, but honestly, I love these reprint sets. Retro Pack has been phenomenal. And I think sadly, this is the last Retro Pack. I mean, there's other stuff, but
yeah, there's only 2 Retro Packs in the series, bro. I guess everything was just old geezer stuff from there. But but no, like you said, man, a lot of the cards are a little bit old, but you got to remember, a lot of those old cards are truly timeless. So
that's true.
Definitely getting the chance to buff out those sets is going to be big.
And it'll be interesting too, because cards like Torrential Tribute, for instance, at some point actually go to like semi-limited and unlimited. So this was a chance for us to like round out those play sets for once we get to that point later in the progression series. So it may not have like an immediate impact, but for now, let's see what happens, buddy. Let's see what happens. Let's shout out the patron Red Eyes Jank. Thank you for the support. Let's see how this rock paper scissors goes. We're not winning.
First dub in a minute with the scissors. Okay.
Yeah. Tough decision for you, buddy.
You know what? I thought for a second. I'm like, it really isn't a tough decision, bro. I'm gonna still go second. I think it's the best.
Okay.
Best of luck, Duelist, okay?
Sounds good, buddy. Best of luck to you as well. I think you are going to need it, my friend. Main phase 1. I am going to kick things off with a tune table of contents.
Are you sure? What are you doing? Okay, well,
you have no response to this, so I'm just going to cycle through a few tune tables here.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to get this tune Cannon Soldier.
Oh my god, Cannon Soldier. Alex, don't you FTK me right now, bro.
Let's go ahead and fire this pod agreed, buddy.
All right, yep, cheesing, okay.
Okay. Oh, this is already looking pretty good. Okay, you know what, buddy? Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun.
Okay, all right, reasoning's fine. Alex, I'm scared, man. How you tune table and, like, expect me not to be worried? I'm gonna call level 1. From the deck.
You're gonna call level 1. Okay. Is there any particular reason you're calling level 1, just out of curiosity?
I know there's a lot of really powerful level 1 monsters, scientists. So if you're playing like some kind of FTK or something, that's gonna be able to at least get it in the bin, right?
Oh my fucking god!
No way! He's actually
and buddy, I'm gonna make you shit your pants.
Did you try?
1-for-1, pitch the tuned Cannon Soldier, get the magical scientist to the field.
Oh my god,
Shall
he figured it out.
The magical scientist FTK, Sir Nyhmnim?
Yes, you shall, man. Give it the one time for the audience.
All right, let's go ahead and show people how this works in case they've never seen it before. I will pay 1,000 life points to special summon a level 6 or lower fusion, and I will choose Steam Gyroid. And with the catapult turtle, I will sacrifice the Steam Gyroid to deal 1,100 damage to your life points.
1,100, all right.
I will now do this 6 more times and send 6 more fusion monsters. So I have 2 more Steam Gyroids, so you're going to take 1,100 twice.
Okay, it's 22.
That does it for all of the 22, so now we have to go to the 21. So I'm going to send a sandwich.
Okay, it's a 1050.
A sandwich.
Another 1050.
Another sandwich.
Another 1050.
And we're going to go with a, which do I like the best? I'll go with Roaring Ocean Snake. I think he's pretty cool.
He is pretty cool, man. And that's how much for the last one there?
That's another 1050, buddy.
1050. All right.
And for the final part of the FDK, I will use Turtle to sack off Magical Scientist and the Turtle himself to deal the remaining damage to your life point.
Alex, I'm looking at this hand. I'm angry, bro. This hand's insane.
Thanks for letting me go first, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Oh, my God, bro. I got... Jesus Christ, bro. For the first time in the progression series, Alex, I regret letting you go first. That's insane, dude. There's so many dumb things that you have at your disposal that I was waiting so long for you to just hit me with.
And this is one of them.
This is one of them, bro. The Scientist FDK, man. And I know you are just twiddling your fingers there. You're waiting to summon Dark Strike Fighter and do the same thing to me, bro. It's like, this is terrifying. So, I obviously can't let you go first again.
You sure?
Oh, no. Cards like Effect Veiler and stuff just don't exist at this point. So I am going to opt to go first, hopefully set up something against this onslaught here.
Best of luck, buddy. You know, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, this is so nice that we're basically making each other go first. That
I know,
I'm guaranteed, even if I lose rock, paper, scissors, that I get to, if I get the combo, of course, I could whiff, but
I will set
best of luck, buddy.
I'll set 2, and I'll set 3, and I'll pass. Go ahead.
Okay, you've got some back row.
I've got a little protection against Summon Scientist here, if you will.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to do like we did last time. We'll go tune table.
Yep, the tune table for 3 is fine.
All right, so we will go. You sure you don't want a magic jammer this?
No, I don't want a magic jammer it.
All right, so we'll get him out of here. We'll get the little boy himself.
Sure.
Okay, now I have to play this much differently than we did the first time around. And I gotta be honest, Gage, my hand is not looking too hot over here.
Good news for me.
So, question now is, how do I want to approach this? I think the move for me is I'm going to go set 1, 2, 3 of my own, and I'm going to chuck it back.
Okay. At least it's not FTK. I mean, that's good for me. Okay, I'll draw stand my main, all right?
Sure.
I'll get Breaker on the field here. Is he going to stick?
He'll stick. That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to break this face down.
It's MST. Let's see what we're going after. Let's take this one out.
All right, it's a good one. All right, the Tourette's
Okay.
is gone.
Okay.
I'll flip up Mystic Tomato,
Sure.
and I'll go Battle Phase. I'll try to poke over this.
It is the Toon Cannon Soldier.
Okay, cool. And then 14 to the dome.
I'll take it.
Cool. I will just pass turn to you, Duelist. Go
You
ahead.
feel good? You got some damage in.
I do.
I to play a bit on the defensive here, so I will set and I will pass.
All right, I'll draw. Stand my main. I'll just keep throwing dudes at you, man. I'll summon Witch.
Sure.
Battle Breaker into the face down.
Was Gillosaurus, a card we
Okay.
saw this in this set, as a matter of fact.
All right, special one from your opponent's graveyard. I'm curious where this plays a role in your deck. Probably just an extender to get like Strike Fighter out or something like that. 14 and then 11.
25 total. Take it all.
Nice. I'll just pass it to you again, bud.
I'll draw. Oh, it's unfortunate.
Seems like an FTK deck, bro. Seems like an
this
FTK deck.
is the FTK giveth and the FTK taketh away. This is I was worried about this happening, I'll be honest. I will, this is what, 25. This is exact lethal. Yeah, you got it, buddy. You got it.
Nice. All right, a swift game 2, man. Let's hope for not a swift game 3. Back and forth. That's what I'm pushing.
I will let you know, Gage, I had a combo, but it came 1 turn too late, unfortunately. So just barely, I don't know what your back row was, to be fair. So if you could have stopped it, then maybe it didn't matter. But I did potentially have a line to end it. So bit lucky there, bit lucky. I will tell you, though, no surprise, I'm going to go first
right.
because if I get the combo, better pray.
Yeah, you know I ain't got a way to stop it because that doesn't exist quite now, so.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet. All right, buddy. Main phase 1. Best
Yep,
of luck.
Yep, do 2 table again, bro. I dare you.
We're going to do reasoning again.
I know you play 1 for 1 now, so I think I just definitely got to call 5 to stop the Catapult Turtle, right? But what else do you have? Cannon Soldier doesn't serve the same purpose. It's a little bit different. Because what's the thing with Cannon Soldier? It can't target itself or something like that?
I think it can.
Oh, it's a tribute 1 to inflict 500, so it's definitely not as strong.
Correct. It's a much weaker version.
Thing is like if you have like the pre-mat or something like that, you have it anyways. I'm gonna call level 5, which is the level of Catapult Turtle.
Okay. It's a tough one, but I think I could see why you would go there. Okay.
God, those cards are so yes! Yeah. Oh, those cards are all powerful though, Alex. I'm gonna say, man, True Nate, Last Will, what the fuck?
Now you can sort of see where I was going with this. Unfortunately, buddy.
Oh no.
As you predicted, I do have the premature burial, and as you predicted, I have the one.
No, bro, I lost. Oh man, I was like, there's no way around it.
Oh my god.
All right, send me off, man. Hit me with it.
All right, we'll go through it one more time, buddy. I will pay 7,000 life points, putting me at 200. Let's get rid of them, buddy. We will send the 1, the 2, the 3,
Yep.
the 4,
33
5,
off of those.
6, 7, and we will send our final 2 monsters to the graveyard.
Never quite close enough, bro. Man, fuck you, dude. Oh my god, bro. I don't even know what to say. What's this last card, dude?
Funny enough, it was Threatening Roar.
Oh my god, bro. Jesus.
So if I didn't have the combo, I had to turn to get to it.
Yep.
So, okay, I need to tell you why I was thinking this. So I don't know if you know this, but 1 for 1 is obviously insane.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
not the reason why I played this deck. I pulled 3 of this in
I know.
Raging Battle.
I know.
And this card is not limited until next episode. And there is something almost worse than the traditional Magical Scientist FTK that I did not even get to show you, buddy.
What's that?
Let's go ahead and let's get Mr. Magical Scientist to the field. Let's go ahead and introduce the Magical Scientist Mind Master FTK.
Oh, you got a Mind Master too?
I
Oh,
did.
no.
I will let you in on a secret here. Mind Master can be any level 1 tuner. It does not matter what this card is. I just thought Mind Master would be the most tilting. So what I can do is I can pay 1,000 for Scientist and summon any 6. Sync the Mind Master and the 6 for Dark Strike Fighter and do the whole combo this way as well instead of doing the catapult line. So 1 for 1, because I have 3 copies of it, it's like I have 5 copies of Scientist and Mind Master plus all the just draw and just turbo shit in my deck to get to this. That Dark Strike Fighter, I think, actually does more damage than the catapult combo does as well.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah, so that, and also paired with a little card called Serial Spell, I can duplicate 1 for 1, that if I just activate 1 for 1, I get to summon both off of a single copy.
Oh, wow, that's FTK. Yeah.
Basically making it, it's a 2.5 card or 3 card FTK because you need 1 for 1, a monster to discard, and the Serial Spell as well. You pitch your whole hand, so I guess you lose everything at that point. But if you assemble Magical Scientist Mind Master, that's the FTK too. So because 1 for 1's getting limited on the next list, I'm like, I have to give this a shot. And if I lose, so be it, because I probably deserve to, because I'm just going to get scolded in the comments for this. But yeah, this was, I'm sorry, buddy. This was a lot of fun.
Nah, man. Like I said, it's the longest time I saw you have like this. The last episode, you got the 3 1 for 1s or something in Raging Battle, and I was like, you're just brushing it off. It's like you don't even care. I was like, that's unreal.
So I will say one of the more important things about Retro Pack for me is that Gillosaurus is a key card of the combo. The reason for it is, yeah, so Gillosaurus is necessary because if you draw Catapult Turtle, you need a monster to special that doesn't like cost you anything else. So you can normal the Catapult Turtle by tributing. That then triggers Last Will to get the Scientist onto the field for the combo that way. So that's where Gillosaurus's role is with this.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. Yeah. Well, Bill, I was saying there's got to be a time you come up with something that's a little bit nasty, and this is the one. This is the one. This card is going to be very troublesome here in the future. I can tell. Dark Strike Fighter's not going to be an easy card to deal with.
Yeah, especially while he's unerrated, that's for sure.
Yep.
But okay, what were you up to? I saw Tomato Breaker. I saw just like generic
I
stuff
brought back
here.
the fan favorite. I brought back Chaos here with a little bit of tuners, a couple of Krebons and stuff to be able to make good synchros and stuff like that. It's not quite good enough though to beat an FTK, I will say.
I gotta be honest.
Oh, go ahead.
I think people are gonna be less mad at me for playing this because you're playing Chaos.
It'll even out for sure, bro. It'll even out. But I think this list was actually really solid. Like here,
sure, yeah, mill it out. Let's see it. Yeah, I mean this looks solid.
It's just like solid Chaos, but like the thing is, there's so many cards. Like I got the Dark Arm Dragon, right? Like you have 1/2 now.
Yeah.
But then I also had like cards like BLS and like the Chaos Sorcerer that are so strong. And I just thought like I even got the Magical Scientist out of Retro Pack. I hit it big, man. I hit myself 1,000 Eyes Restrict, which made like the Magical Scientist package that you've had for a while. I think that's crazy, dude. I think just summoning Restrict and soaking up anything is very, very powerful. So I decided to plug that in there after I got that. But yeah, it was just pretty much basic Chaos, dude. It was supposed to absolutely demolish Blackwings if you took it today, because cards like cards like Book of Moon is at 3, and then I also made like Bottomless Trap Hole at 3 too. So like those cards just destroy that Blackwing matchup. You know, anything paired with Whirlwind, it doesn't matter. That was the goal today. But of course, I did not expect Scientist FTK. I was not expecting it.
You can breathe a sigh of relief. I didn't pull an additional 1,000 Eyes Restrict. I was thinking that's pretty sick with Scientist if you have multiple copies of this, because then you can suck up multiple things in the same turn. You don't have to wait to do it once a turn. So that would have been sick, but unfortunately I didn't get it. There was just like so many neat little cards in this set, just to support a wide varying different amount of strategies, right? I mean, there was like skill drain beatdown stuff in here. There was like control stuff. There was like burns, like Magic Cylinder was in this set, which is like a common or like a rare, I think. Just like so many neat little cards that we didn't really have before because they were too high rarity and we may have missed them in, what was it, Labyrinth of Nightmare, Legacy of Darkness, and Pharaonic Guardian too. So I don't know. I love this episode. I thought it was great. And I guess it was fitting it was retro and we're both playing retro decks, if you will.
Yeah, right? No, the thing was, like you said, the commons are really outstanding in this too. Like there was cards like Nobleman of Crossout, which I got a full playset of finally, and I did side those. Too. I got Spies finally, which I didn't have. Even cards like Necro Valley and stuff, like we're able to buff out those counts, and it's going to matter a lot later. The big thing was the Book of Moon, man. I'm so glad we had another shot at like Book of Moon in an easy rarity because I was rocking with 1 the entire time.
I forgot you've only been on 1 this whole time.
Yeah, and this card is really at this time too, since we're past turn player priority, both like with reference to like the actual game and stuff, this card is incredible, dude. That and Bottomless Trap Hole really are, they shine on their own now.
And I was saying knock is also important too, because we've had a very difficult time just dealing with set monsters, because the only real out we've had, and it's only been relatively recently, is Soul Exchange.
Yep.
Other than that, you have to just hit into it, or unless you have like a Dark Hole or some shit, then you just have to deal with whatever's going to get flipped up, and that's just been annoying. But now that we have knock, that's going to be a huge game changer for like the control-based matchups for certain. It's going to be great for you, like if, you know, I play any spy-based decks or anything like Jujutsu Master, like that's been a pain in your side for so long. So now that you have that, that's just like, I love this set. I think this is a fantastic set. And I hope we get more of them in the future. And I think that's just what the good reprint sets, I should say, what they offer the progression series and allow us to just, like you said, just buff out those cards that we've been missing. So you have a full three play sets of, or a full play set of Book of Moon now.
I do, yes. Full play set of Book of Moon, full play set of
Scary.
Nobleman, and full play set of Gravekeeper Spy. All things that I was short on before.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, you've been dodging the wheel question here. So
the wheel was a pretty good one today. It was pretty good. It wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't ridiculous, but it was pretty good, man.
Okay.
I have a feeling you'll be seeing a familiar face coming into the next episode here, because I actually got myself an unbanned ticket. We haven't seen one in a minute, but I'm able to finally remove something from our list, bro. We've been slowly putting things on there, but nothing's come off. And I'm pretty sure there's one big bird that's wingspan kind of covers the whole list there. I'm looking at
it's great too, because now that we're in Turbo Pack, he might have some companions to go alongside him.
He just might. There might be something there. Maybe I'll pick off something else. Who knows, man? We'll find out next episode.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, Moto, MBT Play Medolce, Cameron Smith, Pony Stark, Par 2, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, Phoenix the Immortal, Dixon Yamada, Draconic, Jordan Coods, Iron Bladesman, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, Valen Jackson, Dylan Hunter, Little Fade Leaf, Cody Brett's Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, Indian Atai Show, Thanks for the Sleeves Dad, Max, Matthew Brady, Twinkle Muncher, Luabon, Yodabon, Eater of Crayons, Helios 515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, Simping for Simo, Cheeks McLapperty, Dalton, Stolfin Amethyst, Nim Noodle, Mallow Branch of the Burning Tunnels, Wonder Waffle, MBT Cancel by All Community soon, Cancel by All Committee soon, Cancel by All Players soon, Yus, Unis the Bus, Shrugsix, the Crystal Beast Enthusiast, ITF, Corvain, and True Dragon Gaming. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.